So I just want to review. I'm going to do problems number one, two, and three for you guys, just as a reminder of how to do this. Um, so basically, it's just kind of score keeping from left to the left side of the equation to the right side of the equation. I'll do number two first because it's the easiest. So what you want to do is write down all the elements that you see on both sides of the equation. In this case, we have only two elements, hydrogen and oxygen. Put a little partition to keep the right and the left and the right side separate. And basically, you look for the subscript just to the right of the element. So there's hydrogen. You see the subscript. That tells you how many there are. So there's two hydrogen. Oxygen has two on the left side. Now let's look at the right side. You see this has two, but when there's no subscript, just assume that it's one. So then you have two and one. So we see the hydrogen balances, but the oxygen doesn't. So the way that we fix that is by multiplying with the coefficient. So if we put a 2 here, uh, let's write it real big so we can see this easily. This 2 multiplies with this and also with this. So then we fixed our oxygen problem. We have 2 oxygen, but now we have 2 times 2 hydrogen, we have 4. So even though we fixed our oxygen problem, we've broken hydrogen. So the way to fix hydrogen is to put a 2 in front of it. 2 times 2 is 4, and now it's balanced. Now, when there's nothing written, you don't really have to write anything. It's assumed that it's 1. You can write 1 if it makes you feel better, but it's not necessary. Now let's do a little bit harder one. Okay, let's do number 3. We have iron, oxygen, and hydrogen. So let's go ahead and write that. Iron, oxygen, and hydrogen. Leave plenty of space because you might be crossing them out and fixing them as you go along. So some people end up putting it too close like that. You don't want to do that. All right, so we have 2 iron. We have 3 oxygen. Um, and we have 2 hydrogen. Pause the video if you need to take a look at that and understand why that is. It should be clear after and looking at it. So on the right side, we have 1 iron, and then we have 2 hydrogen, and we have only 1 oxygen because, look, there's only this subscript here. All right, so we want to fix that up. So easiest, most obvious one is to fix this iron here. And iron, we could put a 2 here, and then we have 2. That's done. That's fixed. But we still got an oxygen problem. So let's multiply this by 3, because remember, this multiplies that, and it gives us 3. But we started a new problem. We fixed that. But now we have a hydrogen problem because the 3 also multiplies with that 2 there. So, but that's nice even numbers, so it's easy. I can just go put a 3 here, and now I've got 6 and 6. Bam, I'm done with that guy. Okay, and again, it's implied that there's a 1 here. All right, so let's clean that up. All right, and let's do number 1, last but not least. I'm doing these in order of difficulty. So let's do carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Okay, so we have 3 carbon, 8 hydrogen, and 2 oxygen. Pause the video if you don't, and go check and see why that is. Now carbon, we have 1. Oxygen or hydrogen, we have only 2. And then oxygen, we have 3. And that confuses students, well, because it shows up here, and it also shows up here, and we got a plus, so we're adding them up. Okay, so let's fix the carbon first, because there's no way around not putting a 3 here, at least. So let's do that. That fixes the carbon problem, but it gives us, changes our oxygen. It doesn't. Now, because the 3 multiplies by the 2, that's 6, plus this 1 right here, so that becomes 7 oxygen, okay? Um, well, let's fix the hydrogen first, because we still have a hydrogen problem. We have uh, 8 on the left side and only 2 on this side. Easy enough. We put a 4. It's nice when it's even numbers. So 2 times 4 gives us our 8. But remember, there's an oxygen there, so we're good on the hydrogen, and it affects this as well. So now we have 6 oxygen from our 3 times 2, plus this 4 times 1 gives us 4 oxygen from this part right here. So 6 plus 4 gives us 10. Well, that's nice because it's an even number. So we could just put a 5 here. That gives us 10 oxygen. We're balanced. All right. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. I'm going to upload this now.